Join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have the minutes from the April 13th meeting to approve. We have had a chance to take a look. Does anybody have any changes or questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Okay. And fiscal business, we have the fiscal officer's report.
Nothing tonight?
Okay. We do have the current bills to pay. We have looked at these. Anybody have any questions about the current bills? Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have a resolution amending the permanent appropriations resolutions with supplemental appropriations. We looked at these. Anybody have any questions? Just kind of stand. You don't have any? Nothing special.
You want me to explain what it is, or?
No, we're good. Unless you have
Okay.
something special to point out.
I have nothing to add to it. It was
Okay.
pretty straightforward.
Yep. Is there a motion to approve 4686?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And anything else on the fiscal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Special activities, we have an oath to administer tonight for Mr. Tom Spence. Tom, if you would come forward, and if I'm going to read one of these, I'd probably like to have a copy. I wish I don't.
I'll get you a copy, sir.
That would be handy.
You don't have it memorized after this many years?
He could probably get through at least 3 sentences.
Important stuff you can get through.
Yep. Tom, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Tom Spence,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
required as an alternate member
required as an alternate member
of the Zoning Commission of Clearcreek Township, Warren County, Ohio, Warren County, State of Ohio,
of the Zoning Commission of Clear Creek Township, Warren County, State of Ohio,
to which office I have been appointed
to which office I have been appointed
according to the law and the best of my ability.
according to the law and the best of my ability.
Thank you for doing it again. We appreciate
Thank you.
Sir.
Appreciate it.
it.
You crazy to go counterclockwise. You gotta
Circumstance.
go, or clockwise.
Thanks again.
I'm okay with him going against the grain.
Thanks again. Welcome back again.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. You're welcome, Jeff.
Okay, we have Ohio Fire Executive Completion Presentation. Chris Becky. Chris, come on up.
Well, Chris just completed the Ohio Fire Executive Program. It's a 2.5-year program. Requires over 200 hours of classroom work. It has 400 plus hours outside of the classroom that he's responsible for projects. He has one major paper to present within his program. He excelled at this. He did great. He just completed, and on top of doing all of this, he'll be finishing his master's in urban affairs from Wright State next week. So in essence, he took 2 master's degrees simultaneously. So,
Why am I not
Chris,
surprised?
we have your certificate framed. We'd like to present you and congratulate you on a job well done. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One of these days we work on it.
That's awesome.
Okay, anything anybody have anything under unfinished business? Under new business administration, a purchase recommendation, and this is to long-term care for the Hoffmans.
This
Everybody,
This
And-
payment's ongoing from the
and-
commitment for the Hoffmans. I didn't put a copy of the bill in because I passed it on to Linda before making the packet, so it's the same as it was last year.
Okay, is there a motion to approve this expenditure?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And the phone system annual maintenance for Pro On Call is what it is.
Same thing we've done the past several years.
So motion to approve the rehiring of Pro On Call.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Nothing from you, quiet?
Well, it's quiet.
Okay. All right.
The only thing we do have is, we made notice today that we're 62nd in the nation for safest communities.
What was that all?
There's a study came out, they notified us about a month ago, we were in the running for it.
That's great.
I got the email today, so.
Congratulations.
What was the name of the organization?
SafeWise, they
SafeWise.
do a state one, they do a nationwide one, and we were
What, we
selected.
third or something?
Yeah, this,
That was in the
we were
state.
third in the Cincinnati Magazine's survey they do every year. We're always in the top 10 there for the last 7, 8 years. Third last year, and then we have the state recognition that first in the Dayton region, 6th of our cities our size, and 13th overall in the state, and then 62nd in the nation. So.
Wow.
Well, it's like you don't have those numbers down.
Yeah. You forgot this already.
So that's it. That's all you got.
All right.
Congratulations, Chief. We're all very proud of the job you guys
Yeah,
did.
that's amazing.
Good job.
Good job.
And you do you put those on the website?
Actually, the one today provides a banner to put on there, so I'll get with Mr. Palmer, and they provide an access number for him to drop a banner.
Maybe you gotta put all that in a little story or something.
You know, maybe, I mean, we do this for National Night Out. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, maybe we could rent that sign that you guys put out there on the corner there for National Night Out and put that on that, you know, out, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, that's the electronic sign? I mean, that's just a big deal. People need to know about that. Without
We
having
got
it-
space underneath the Clearcreek Township City of Corporation limit sign too, so.
Oh, that's a good
Unincorporated,
idea.
excuse me.
That's a great idea. If people don't, we don't have a community newspaper
I see enough
anymore.
of other things that wouldn't be as substantial as that go up on signs like that. That's something definitely worthy of consideration.
Oh, okay. All right, Fire District, we have resolution 4687, a resolution accepting a donation from Mr. and Mrs. Harold Fisher. Very nice, that's kind of a regular thing with them.
She sent a complimentary letter with some stuff, not to divulge, but she was very complimentary of the guys that came to help her out. What fine young men they were.
Great.
Is there a motion to approve 4687?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have an orientation recommendation and accept Robert Burkhart as a permanent full-time firefighter paramedic. Good for him.
Rob's come a long way in the last year, and I think he's a great addition to the department.
Is there a motion to move Robert Burkhart to a full-time firefighter paramedic with appropriate pay increase?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have Terry Corey has moved from a probationary to a permanent part-time clerk. Permanent part-time, permanent part-time clerk. So a motion to move Terry Corey to a permanent part-time clerk and with appropriate pay increase.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anything else?
That's it, sir.
Okay. Zoning Department, we have 4688, a resolution to approve and deny the modification of the Board of Zoning Appeal bylaws. Jeff?
Yes, as a result of a training session, we found that we had inadvertently, if I get those out correctly, omitted a word, and the meaning was definitely changed with the word not being there. So the word not should have been, instead of having that out. So we're asking, that's where they asked their last meeting for this to come to the board, to change their bylaws so that it was clear what the intent of that phrase should be.
Very good.
So, you know, you read things, everyone else reads them, then you have yet another attorney who's appointed to the position who reads things, and it's like, cool. You know, I didn't realize that we were out with that limitation for so long, so.
Well, excellent. I guess that's a good find.
Yeah,
before it
it's good to
causes
find
any
while it's
trouble.
not being challenged and the like, so we need to fix these issues.
Is there a motion to approve 4688?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have 4689, a resolution determining that the maintenance of specific tracts of land constitutes a nuisance.
Okay, the first grass nuisance of the season. It is a little early in height, but it's getting close. This has been brought to our attention. This property is actually vacant. And the reason that I think the neighbors are more concerned with it than other properties is that they also mow a common area, so to speak, next to the road. And that area is the better specimen for height than next to the house. So I'd like to go ahead and put it on that. Since no one, maybe taking care of it, it's gonna take a little bit longer than initially to get it resolved, but that way we've got it on the clock and that we're doing something.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve 4689?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, anything else?
Not tonight, sir.
Okay. Road Department, we have a recommendation to hire some seasonal personnel. Fuller Kaplinger, Tyler Kaplinger, Patrick Indinger. All with their, at $10, $10.50, and $10.50 respectively. Can we do this in one motion?
No.
Sorry, I'm giving you.
I will tell you, since Scott's not here, all these guys are returning,
Right.
and they're all really good guys.
Okay, is there a motion to approve Fuller Kaplinger as the summer hire?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And is there a motion to approve Tyler Kaplinger as a summer hire?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And Patrick Indinger also is a seasonal personnel.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, staff updates. Anybody have anything?
I will, as far as the park personnel, we have one more seasonal we're looking to hire. These are the 3 returning, but they're interviewing those that we advertised for, so they're gonna put on one other seasonal. We also have the permanent part-time, or the part-time position we're looking to hire for. So they're interviewing for one more seasonal in that part-time position. I believe they're doing that tomorrow, but they're doing that this week, and we'll identify hopefully 2 candidates to look at more seriously.
Okay.
Another bit of business. When Mr. Hoffman had come in to talk about the long-term care issue, he also turned in his paintbrush, and he's not going to paint the old town hall building anymore. And he suggested to me that, you either side the building or tear it down or do something else with it. It's just, he can't maintain it, painting it's not doing a lot of good. So I said, well, that's kind of beyond me to make those decisions, and I don't know if you want to think about what we do with that building moving forward, if it's worth
We've thought about it. a lot
preserving in
over the
some
last-
manner.
We've thought about a lot over the last many years. 20 years, 25 years ago, we poured a concrete floor in it, jacked it up a little bit. Is it on the historic register?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
How old is it?
Oh,
Early 1900s is what we
I bet it is on the
figure.
historical register.
I think it's earlier than that.
Is it movable?
it fall.
No, it fall apart.
Well, you could probably pay somebody to move it, but we've talked about that, but we didn't know where to move it to.
When Dr. McDonald's here, we, looked at it, and he wanted to move it to Patricia Allen Park, but the cost to move it, just that little distance was pretty, expensive.
$20-some thousand.
Yeah.
Oh, let's give that some thought, Jack.
Yeah, I
think we'd
just
want
throw it
Steve's
out there
input,
as,
but, obviously.
Well,
he brought it up, and
I'd like to do a site visit again. I haven't looked at that in a long time. So.
Boy
it strikes
Scouts
me
use-
as,
Nobody's
it's
using
not like people are going there to look at it. I don't know that it provides you a lot of benefit or value. But I'm new, I'm not, but Mr. Hoffman's the one who suggested maybe tear it down, and I thought, if he's not anxious to keep it,
I'd like to talk to you guys about that.
Yeah, and talk to, we get Steve here too, you know, he's lived across the street from it.
Yeah.
You know, it is a part of history for sure.
I was
But
gonna say, it's
also,
a-
there's a limit to, it doesn't have any value to us.
It doesn't have any
It's-
value.
It's just there. Boy Scouts used to meet there, but, you know, there's no heat in it or anything, so. Okay, let's think about that and talk about it again next meeting.
okay.
Is there any portion of it that's salvageable, like is there a bell tower or a cupola or
I don't
something
know
like
enough
that?
about the building to tell you
I
that.
don't think there
don't
is,
think there
it's
is
pretty,
either.
It's just
Got
a
an
square
outhouse.
building.
yeah, there's an outhouse, but that's about it.
You know, let's give that a little bit of thought, see.
You want the outhouse, right?
Okay. All right.
And you have, one other thing, a letter from
Yeah.
Ron that maybe I'll let him address to you.
Well, I was,
But really, it's not much more to address, but, you know, thank you for, well, I guess for the audience, you know, announcing my retirement, so just want to thank you all for, letting me stick around for 32.5 years.
well, thank you for all you've done for us over the 32.5 years.
And on behalf of the community, thank you.
I remember when Ron was on the other side of the aisle negotiating on the union side. They made the switch over, so that was.
That was a good job.
Again, Ron, thanks for everything you do, and I guess we probably should have a motion for the records to accept his notification of retirement.
So,
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.